Looking for an easy way to get this pure white background without using a green screen? I'm going to show you how in today's video blog. Hi there internet fans, Ryan Perry, Simple Biz Support. In today's video blog I want to show you how I create this beautiful white background, and it's probably done differently than you think. It's not a green screen. So in order to show you some of the struggles and how I got here, I want to give you a quick tour of the office. I'm going to show you how my studio is set up. Alright, come with me. Essentially what we have here is a lot of backlighting. You can see right back here is my computer desk, and from the computer desk this is ideally where I like to shoot a lot of my videos because that's where my monitor is. I'd actually be looking at my monitor right now. The problem is you have a lot of backlighting, and yes, I do have blinds and I could put the blinds down, but they're really not attractive. It doesn't make for a good look. And a lot of my videos you would actually see, I did something similar to this. Obviously I adjusted the camera settings, and I also used a different lens to blur out the background a little bit. I tried that for a while and I just wasn't 100% happy with it. And let's go ahead and switch around so you can actually see me. This would actually be, based on the lighting in this room, this would be the ideal position. And the problem that I have with shooting video this way is that I really don't have an attractive background. And that's an issue for me. I want to have something that's nice. And so that's where I came up with the idea of actually using backlight to, using backlight to actually light my background. So let me get this set up and I'll show you how I do it in order to get that pure white background, because I used to just hang the background against the wall and tried lighting it and yada yada, and it always came off a little off-white. So let me go ahead and I'll show you how we set this up. In order to make all of this happen, there's 4 things that I need. One is I need a bright light source, and that's actually going to be the window behind me. I'm going to use that to my advantage. Now I have to overcome that background with some lighting. So I also have a light box with a diffuser on it. The other thing that I'm going to use is a background cloth. This is something you can pick up on Amazon. It's used in photography and videography all the time. What's great about it is that it's see-through. It's sheer. It's not sheer like satin is, but it's sheer enough that it's going to be able to really give me a real nice white background that I'm looking for. And in order to make all of this work, there's one other thing that I need, and that is this lens right here. This happens to be a 50mm lens. I'm not so worried about the 50mm. What's really important though is that the f-stop on this, the f value, is a 1.8, and that means 2 things for me. Number one is it's really going to allow a lot of light in. The lower the f-stop, the more light that the lens brings in. And then number 2 is it gives us a really narrow depth of field. And where that's going to be important is that in the final video, when you see this cloth, I don't want you to know that it's cloth. You're just going to see it as a bright white background. In order to do that, I have to make sure that this is out of focus while I'm in focus, and that's a little bit of a challenge in this office, simply because the more distance you have between an object, the farther away they are, it makes it much easier to make the background out of focus. Here in the office I don't have a lot of space, and a low f value really gives me a very, what we call a narrow depth of focus, and so it's going to create a nice blurred background. So those are the just the 4. Those are the 4 things that you need in order to make this work. So let me go ahead and get this set up for you. Oh, in this case we're going super high tech. I'm using thumbtacks also. Ta-da! Well, that's it. It is in place, and while it's not fancy and it's not some expensive, elaborate studio setup, it works. Now, in order to make the magic happen, I have to swap out lenses. Let's do that now. Well, what do you think? I think it looks pretty darn good. Not bad for a DIY studio setup in my office. And you can't even tell that this is cloth for two reasons. One, it's really blown out from the window, the light coming in through the window. And then number two is that 1.8 f-stop on the camera really is going to blur everything out that's not in focus. I have to really be careful that I focus on my face. The other thing that you don't see that's off camera, behind me I have 3 softbox lights, and those are giving me light so that I'm lit up and not dark, like being backlit, which is not good. And then also I've closed all the windows, the blinds on the windows. I've closed all of them. That way I have a consistent light source. I don't want light coming, changing light. That's the problem with having windows, is that the light value is always changing. By having the shades down, keeping it dark in here, just using my light boxes, I can control the light. The one downside with all of this, well, besides the fact that now I've got a big cloth over my window, which doesn't look good when I have meetings, but from a video point of view, is the artifacts. You know, if I wave, if you have any fast movement, if you look at my fingers, they tend to fringe. You get this purple fringe and I lose parts of my fingers. I'm not sure if it's the lens or if it's just too much light coming in, but with the type of video blog that I'm doing, typically I'm not talking over here a lot with my hands. I might be talking here in front of my body and I don't have that issue. And so for me, this works out really well. I would love to hear your thoughts, feedback, and opinions on this video. If you found it helpful, please give me a like and be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you did not find this helpful or you thought it was just silly, go ahead, hit the dislike button or the thumbs down button. I won't take any personal offense to it. I've got a couple more videos over here that you can check out, and feel free to subscribe by clicking up here. All right, everybody, take care.